Hello guys and welcome back to the PipsNBA YouTube channel. We have a 7-game beautiful slate. I already placed 10 or more bets. I actually don't know, 10 to 15 bets placed already, and I'll share 4 official bets on the show tonight, so stay tuned. Before we dive into the research of this slate, let's recap the last show picks. We went 1 and 2. Profit came down to the Royce O'Neal making threes, and he shot 2 from 8. So quick calculation asking ChatGPT if a player is shooting 41% from 3 and we bet over 2.5 at minus 122, what's the chances of him making 3 out of 8 attempts or 3 plus out of 8 attempts? It's 70%. We needed 55% for break even. So that was extremely large bet, like 15% edge with that kind of volume. So we got it in good. He could make shots. So yeah, we went 1 and 2. But overall, stopped tracking with best time because I don't know how to track ladders and I don't know how to track same game parlays. So I'll track everything in my sheet. Spent like 30 minutes making it. So far on the season, we are up almost 6 units with 16% ROI. Definitely ladder on Westbrook help, but 6 units of profit so far on 21 bets. That's absolutely amazing. So yeah, and let's now jump into today's slate. My first pick will be Vucevic over 1.5 threes, and the biggest reason why we bet this is he's playing Utah Jazz, the team that allows the most above the break threes, the most points to pick and roll, pick and pop man, second most in transition, second most spot up, the most catch and shoot, and overall the most threes in the league. And Vucevic has huge correlation with threes allowed, especially to his position, and I'll show you just in a minute. So first on the season, when he gets expected minutes, he covered this line in 16 out of 30 games. So we are include this gorgeous matchup. So when we look at the games when he played favorable matchups for threes allowed, he covered in 6 out of 6 games. When he played matchups above average, he covered in 7 out of 10. But let's use the most important one, in my opinion, for this one, and that's defense against position. And when we look at defense against position, when he's facing above average threes, he hit this in 8 out of 9 games, averaging 3 threes a game. So maybe laddering this makes sense, but I'll stick to the standard bet. Let's look at the lines. So minus 113 on FanDuel, minus 114 bet online, DraftKings. So it's in that range, minus 113 to minus 115, completely wildly available. So that's my first bet. Moving on to the second bet, it will be Malik Monk. And before we dive into this bet, guys, make sure to like the video. I appreciate the support. Last video broke the record. I had over 100 likes. Really appreciate it. But let's now dive into Malik Monk. This one was very interesting. Guy was kind of out of rotation in some games, and then suddenly last 2 games with Schroeder getting suspended, with that Luka Doncic shit that happened. We can see he played 26 minutes against Rockets and 32 minutes against the Lakers. So 15 points, 32 points, expected to play between 21 and 31. But let's look at last game. He played 32, so definitely including that one. And I think the floor should be 22. So between 22 and 32 minutes for Malik Monk this season, it's kind of self-explanatory. He's averaging 27 minutes a game, and in those minutes, he's averaging 17 points a game. Like, that's just insane. Expecting to play between 26 and 30. So putting it in range 22 to 32 makes the most sense. Under came against the OKC, the best defense in the league, and 2 barely unders against Denver Nuggets. So looking great. Hit in 14 out of 17. Matchup looks great. He's scoring 50% of his points above the break 3. That's where Knicks allow 4th most points, scoring most of his points in a spot up and as a pick and roll ball handler. And we can see that Knicks are bottom of the league in both. Also in transition, he's 3rd most dominant way of scoring. Similar player, Jalen Suggs killed this line. Paul George didn't cover, but he had horrible shooting games. So yeah, looking really good. So second official bet, Malik Monk over 13.5 points, minus 118, minus 123, minus 124. So between minus 118 to minus 124, all works. Second bet locked in, Malik Monk over 13.5 points. Third official bet is coming from the same game. We are going to OG Anunoby for this one. And we can see that he is available at 14.5, minus 125. DraftKings, Hard Rock, and Betano at minus 122. But we'll go with DraftKings at minus 125. And for this one, always starting with expected minutes. Last 3 games, he played 34, 38, 32 in kind of blowout. So looking at the entire season, he's averaging 17.2 points over in 17 out of 24 games, 71% clear rate. Absolute amazing numbers. And now he gets one of the best matchups in the league, Sacramento Kings. They are horrible. We can see that they are third worst defensive rating, allowing second most points in the paint. And overall, they are averaging spot up, transition, above average in free throws. We can see Najee Marshall cooking them in 17, PJ Washington with 17, Jaden McDaniels with 21. So similar players cashing against the Kings. So yeah. Now let's dive into some numbers. When we look at OG Anunoby, when he's pacing teams poor in rim defense, I'll say let's go to like below average. And he's now cleared this line in 10 out of 12 games, averaging big 18.7 points a game. If you take a look at defensive rating, we can see that when he's facing teams average to below average in defensive rating, combined with points in the paint, covered this in 8 out of 8 games, averaging 20 points a game. If you take a look only defensive rating, he's covered this in 11 out of 13, averaging 18 points a game. So this line should be at 16.5. We're getting 14.5, minus 125. Absolutely amazing spot against the weak Kings defense. So yeah, loving this bet. And now moving to the fourth one. Before I move to the fourth one, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button to not miss out any of my future videos, and I'll be making one every day. Fourth official bet will be Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points, minus 122, widely available. And this one is interesting, guys. I honestly don't know why this line is set at 26.5. I honestly expected 29.5. So in games when he's played with Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and playing expected minutes, he covered this line in 13 out of 16 game, averaging 31.4 points a game. Anders game against Houston Rockets, Udoka doubled the shit out of him. Like he couldn't even touch the ball without getting double teamed. So looking at that one, safe to exclude that one. But in order to do that, we need to set like games when he played teams who are not great in paint defense. So when we exclude top 10 teams in paint defense, and we can see that 76ers are 17th in the paint defense, he hit this line in 11 out of 12 game, averaging big 34.4 points a game. And we can see earlier in the season, he scored 46 points. The big thing for that game was no Joel Embiid, but I don't think that matters a lot. I mean, he will improve their rim protection, but he is not moving well outside of paint. So Donovan Mitchell being in wide open looks after any pick and roll set. Yeah, really like this spot for Donovan Mitchell as our fourth official bet. Moving on, I have a ton of spots. There are some lines moved. I will say, first off, Lauri Markkanen, absolutely amazing matchup. If you can have minus 122 bet reverse or minus 130 at FanDuel, this is absolutely amazing when he is getting 30 to 42 minutes this season. He's averaging 27.3 points, and now he gets one of the best matchups in the league against the Bulls. They allow fifth most in points in the paint. When we look at Lauri Markkanen, when he's pacing below average paint defenses, we can see that he over in 9 out of 10 games, averaging 31.5 points a game. So now getting the Bulls, absolutely amazing matchup. They already played this season. He dropped 47. Yeah, if you have a good number on Lauri Markkanen, that definitely should be a bet. Hardaway Jr. against the Mavs over. If you have exchange, 12.5 should be absolutely amazing spot. We can look at the expected minutes this season. He's averaging 15.4 in those minutes. It's a back-to-back game. We could see both Gordon and Jamal Murray being rested. Kind of 90% they rest Gordon, and I'm 50-50 for Jamal Murray. And he was getting 28 to 36 minutes. He's covered this in 11 out of 14, averaging 17 points a game. And Dallas is not that kind of difficult matchup, even though it looks at first. But recently, their defense kind of got worse. No AD in the lineup, so should be a good spot for Hardaway Jr. Also, one that maybe makes sense laddering and then hoping Jamal Murray is ruled out is Jalen Pickett. Last game, even with Jamal Murray in the lineup, he played 29 minutes. This game without Jamal Murray, he played 37 minutes. This one as well, no Jamal Murray, he played 42 in overtime and scored 29 points. So best thing maybe laddering both his points, assists, and maybe even threes. Next, moving to the Trey Johnson. I think this will be a big blowout. So not inclined to betting him, but when he gets the minutes, as we already had him on the last show, previous show, when he gets 25 to 30 minutes against 13.5 line, we have minus 111 on DraftKings. That's a great price. He's averaging 14.6 points, no Kispert, no CJ McCollum. Last two games without them, the last three games, 20 against the 76ers, 19 against the Suns, and then 12 against the Pelicans in some kind of weird usage, maybe adjusting to a new role on the team. But yeah, against the Clippers should be in a good spot. Maybe even like PJ Washington is coming back. Questionable, should be back. But we can see earlier this season, he was out for a couple of games and then returned and played 36 minutes in first game back. So if he is ready to go, he'll probably play 30 minutes. If you take a look at PJ Washington, when he gets between 26 and 36 minutes, he's averaging 14.7 points a game. And we have a 12.5 line. Matchup is absolutely amazing. They are bottom of the league against his position, against his dominant play type. Single players covering lately like crazy. Yeah, I mean, Denver is not a great defensive team, so makes sense. When he played teams who allow spot up shots, his average goes up to 16 points a game, 7 out of 9 covering. So yeah, I mean, guys, I have a ton of spots. I can share like 10 official bets, but these are all my leans. I like those spots. Yeah, do with that information whatever you want. Think we came to the end of this show. If you like the show, make sure to press the like button, comment down below for the algorithm, and make sure to subscribe. Hope we have a bounce back day, and see you into the next one.